So I haven't done one of these videos in a while where I like, review stuff or whatever. But here I go. So I like to give my history on Buy-Rite video games. There's actually another guy on YouTube that did a video on Buy-Rite video games. It was basically him holding up an old In America magazine it had from like 1998, and that got me to thinking, like, Buy-Rite was a key essential video game store in the Raleigh area in like the 90s and the 2000s, and until they went to crap. Uh, Obviously, I've been doing a little bit of drinking, so my language might be slurred a little bit, but we're just gonna go at it. But anyways, so I was just curious on like Buy-Rite video games and kind of the legacy of that store on what it left for gamers at the time. In the in the mid '90s, late '90s, in terms of importing video games, apparently Buy-Rite was like the top tier place where you would go to get stuff. And there was even like some comments on this guy's YouTube video that I'll have linked in the description, where people were like, "Hey, I remember when this guy was selling stuff at the Raleigh flea market." I used to live in the Raleigh area for about 10 years, roughly, between Apex and Cary, between the late 90s and the mid to late, sort of late 2000s. So Raleigh is still a hometown for me. I haven't been there in a couple years to go back and see people. But that was like the basis of like my adolescence and my teen years growing up and my young adult years. And for me to become the video game anime nerd that I am. So that's kind of like the area that I grew up in. So anyways, yeah, so I'm kind of doing this on a whim right now, but I really don't care. But Buy-Rite Video Games is a game store that it's a legacy long after its demise, really. They got shut down by the Better Business Bureau in 2005 after like 400 and something complaints against them. Enough for the Better Business Bureau to actually care about doing their job and shutting down a business, especially in the Raleigh area. There's a whole lot of history I can talk about in terms of like game stores and anime stores in the area that at least I can personally talk about. Gosh, I would love to talk about like play and trade stores when they existed in the Raleigh area, when there was a franchise and everybody, literally anybody can, like, if you've got 20K, $10 or $20,000, you can start up a game store. Slowly thereafter, a lot of play and trade stores started closing down locations. It was just massively expanding, and it's one of those, if it expands way too fast, it's going to collapse on itself, and that's kind of what happened. And this all happened like while I moved to this, and where I'm at in South Carolina, and I've been here for over 15 years. But right now I want to talk about Buy-Rite video game. And Buy-Rite was a store that was located on Capitol Boulevard, off Capitol Boulevard, that I only went to really, like, I think once, maybe twice. But I remember once specifically, because I went in there. This was like probably the summer of '99. This is when Dragon Ball Z was really becoming popular because of Toonami. And they had a lot of import games. It was like the main place to get import games. Like, they did online sales, so that, which makes sense why they promoted themselves in an American magazine at the time, especially in the late 90s or whatever. I remember specifically, I wish I can get a hold of this, but they had a radio ad in the early 2000s, like 2000, 2001. I remember playing on 96 Rock when that radio station existed at the time. I think it's something different now. But they had an ad where it was like them pulling the Soup Nazi skit from Seinfeld, but it was like, oh, here's how video game stores treat other people except for us. And so it was like, you had some guy that was pretending to be the Soup Nazi, but it was like video games. And somebody's like, hey, I want to trade such and such in. It's like, no, this is what you get. You only get the Talking Mr. T doll. And then someone did an impersonation of Mr. T saying, I pity the fool, or something like that. It was on the radio, and I wish I could get a hold of that ad. It was so great, because I remember my friends and I were talking about it. Like at church, or my friends at my church at the time. When I lived in the Raleigh area, I was living in Apex at the time, then eventually moved to Cary, and then before I moved to South Carolina. Where that ad still sticks with me, and I'm sure it exists out there somewhere. But like Buy-Rite video games, as I said, has a legacy that has long lasted past when the store shut down, because even this kind of ties into play and trade stores, because when play and trade stores, there was a lot of them at one point, mid to late 2000s, before I moved to South Carolina, that like a lot of the used games that they had there still had their Buy-Rite video game stickers on them. So it was always like, even after Buy-Rite's demise, they still existed in some form or fashion for the video game collectors. The people selling their stuff that had the Buy-Rite sticker on them, and people like me who still bought games that had the Buy-Rite sticker on them, and for other people as well. So it's just really funny. But it was the place, like if you're, in the Raleigh area, especially if you can make it on Capitol Boulevard in North Raleigh, that you can go to Buy-Rite video games. And like I said, the first time I was there, I remember specifically a lot of people buying the Dragon Ball Z games on the Super Famicom, because I think a lot of people had Super Nintendos at the time, so you can easily find a way to mod them, and there's a way to mod them. But anyways, back into the store, I remember going in there and people wanting to get Dragon Ball Z games for the Super Famicom, which, the Dragon Ball Z games for the Super Famicom were fighting games. And I remember particularly Final Fantasy VII was still a big thing. Even when Final Fantasy VIII came out, it was still, Final Fantasy VII is still the biggest thing. That's why we have all these Rebirth and Remake games out. They had the Kotobukiya Cloud Strife on a motorcycle resin kit for they asked for $200 for it. That sucker's probably double in price by now. The last time I checked it, what I did get in sort of place of the Kotobukiya kit or the statue was the play arts that I bought maybe a couple years ago from the Square Enix play arts figures. It has Cloud with a Harley Daytona on it. So that's sitting on my shelf, which I'm really, it's one of those things where it's I sold a bunch of stuff and I was like, I just want to get figures that I really, really, really want. And that was one of the things I was like, I wanted to own this thing forever. But I remember going on their website sometime in the 2000s and off and on throughout, the early 2000 years when I had the internet. I'd be at school or whatever, not doing my schoolwork, and just kind of looking at their website or whatever. So I have their website pulled up here. I had to go to with the Wayback Machine. There's a lot of captions on this, but we're going to take a look specifically at March 1st of 2001. And so this is kind of what they have. So we have Cowboy Bebop, we have Capcom Girls and Tokyo Extreme Racing, NFL 2K1 for the Dreamcast. So the cursor on this is not showing up on the OBS recording that I have, but I'm just kind of scrolling down here. Kind of the stuff that they have. So they have converters, obviously Dragon Ball Z games in stock and Rurouni Kenshin in stock. Gundam Battle Assault, that was the fighting game for the PlayStation. Wrestling games, Pocket Station. So they had an assortment of stuff in 2001. So they had Perfect Raid models too. Actually, let's click on that. I'm just kind of going through this website here real quick and just seeing. They just got the pricing. They don't have the images up. So, but let's just see what they have for General Gundam here. I'm just curious because I'm a big Gundam fan. They have Gundam dioramas, and they got some other. I mean, this is such a basic. I love this Gundam Death Sight throwing his weapon at nothing that you would see on probably every Angel Fire Gundam Wing fan site at the time. So so we have some PS2 games like Gundam G Savior. It just says Mech Shooter. There's no price listed. Oh well. Dreamcast was Gundam Side Story. That's actually a really good first-person game. I'm just kind of browsing around this website. Oh well, we had an image. Oh, can we load the image? Yes, we have a screenshot. Perfect. Can we load the other string? Oh, no, we can't. Okay, I'm able to load screenshots on this, even though it's a web archive thing. So if you're a fan of Mech Combat, don't forget to check out Gundam Super Robot Spirits and Macross VFX 2, which is I have two of those Macross games. There's VFX and then VFX 2, which I got from Play-N Trades back in the day. So this was something else that they offered at the time. Oh, so the price, you have to call them to figure out, and you have to secure the order. But apparently they had an issue where, you can make orders online, but they wouldn't offer it because if they had something in the store, they would sell it to the person there instead of, you know, saying, oh, well, this has already been filled up. It's like, oh, someone's physically here. We're going to sell it as is and forget the guy online. So apparently that was the thing that went on. I never bought from them online. I kind of wish I went to this place before they shut down, but I never made it back here. So what's a Gundam Premium disc? We're just kind of browsing through stuff. It's Gundam Side Story Premium disc. Import Dreamcast. Interesting. It was $20. I doubt it's that price now, but... Oh, Gundam 2.0, which is like a side-scrolling game. I do have this. I bought this at a con years ago. They wanted $70 for it. You can probably pass on that game. Gundam Battle Meisters is basically Gundam Battle Assault, but the Gundam Battle Assault games in America are different than what happened in Japan. There's a whole thing about it online. I really can't get into it. What do they got for perfect grades? Just the prices. Wait, can I load an image? I cannot. That sucks. Oh, Zeta Gundam New Type. So here's their whole list of, we're here. Super Variable Geo, the fighting game. Dragon Ball Z. What do we got here? We got Front Mission games, Pretty Fighters, Psycho Dream. So yeah, this I can understand why they wanted to promote it in America when they had the money to do it at the time. For people to buy online to, you know, for them to sell their games. So I think their main market was people, if you walk in the store and you want something, you can go ahead and get it right then and there. I wonder if email at Buy-Rite.com still exists. I have to wonder. I wonder if that fax machine is still active to this day. I don't know. I doubt it. But you're welcome to try. You're probably going to get some like shady corporate business in the Raleigh area that has that number, or some guy's cell phone. Like, I don't know who this is. You need to get off my phone or something.
Hello?
Adelberg?
Yeah?
Ken Adelberg?
Speaking.
Hi, it's Paula Small, your creative writing teacher.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
How you get my number?
It's on the sign-up sheet here.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was just calling to see if you were ever gonna, show up to class again.
Oh, I saw them. I forgot to tell you, but no.
So they offer like, PS2 import systems. I think this is about probably right before or around the time as when the PS2 was coming out in America. But like with the import systems, you can play the import games. So that's also very important too. I mean, just think about it. Like now it's $500, $600 for a PS5. That's kind of something to think about. So they have all this extra stuff with it. You can get a DualShock, memory cards, racing wheels, S-Video. That's interesting. You can get a PS2 mouse. I don't know anybody that ever used that. But I was just really thinking about Buy-Rite. And actually, I do have a few games from them in my collection that I've bought over the years. I think the most recent thing was that I was at a Southeast Game Exchange a couple years ago. And there was a guy at one of the booths there that had a bunch of stuff. And he had a Saturn multi-cart thing, which is basically there to play import games. But it had 2 stickers from Buy-Rite on the cover of it. And I had to get it because it had the Buy-Rite stickers on it. And I told the guy, I was like, can I explain to you like how important this is? Or I asked him how much it was because he didn't have a sticker on it. And then he asked me the price, and I said, I was like, well, kind of, finicky on it because I'm cheap. And I explained to him Buy-Rite video games at the time and kind of this brief backstory on it. And he wound up selling it to me for $5 because apparently he got it from a friend of his that lived in the Durham area and that sold him a bunch of stuff. And that was one of the things. So that's like another piece of like Buy-Rite history that I have. I would really have to dig through my game collection and find the Buy-Rite stickers. They just stuck it on the labels of the games on the front. And if you take it off, you're going to mess up the game anyway, so just leave it there. I'm very interested in these wall scrolls. Oh, Gundam Wing wall scrolls for $15.99. They had some action figures here. What do we got for action figures? Let's see what we got. The Dom and the Zaku 2. They have Evangelion stuff on here too. I have to let's do some digging on this website from 2001. Titanium figures. What is this? Chogokin Nano. Okay, so it's like metal figures from the Bandai series. It seems like, so that's pretty interesting. Let's see what we got for Gundam Wing models. What do they sell? This was the stuff that was at Toys R Us and Walmart at the time. These are like the basic like kits that were repackaged and sold at Walmart But these have got Japanese lettering like this tall geese right here. Look at this sucker. Yeah. Or the tall geese 2, excuse me. I should know better. This is the... Oh, well, hold on. We got some SD Gundam here. We got Turn A Gundam. Oh, man. I can't select any of it because this is a screen capture of a website. There's a lot of good stuff here. Gundam Battle Assault. I just want to... Oh, so it just takes me to USA PlayStation titles, and it doesn't really... $55 for Lunar 2. You can't get that for that price now. I mean, if you traded a bunch of stuff, you could at a game store, but they'd probably rip you off. So, right. Vampire Hunter D, $36. That game is worth money now. Alright, what's new? What do we got new in 2001? What's new import Japanese? Lots of stuff. Look at this. You can find this on the archive website as well, Wayback Machine. Their website's going to be Buy-Rite.net or www.buyrite.net. So we have this Tifa figure here. Wow, we got Final Fantasy X stuff. This is all. Alright, Final Fantasy VII cast models. I have to know. The Tifa model. Here we go. $100. This is it. This is it. This is the Cloud model, the Kotobukiya figure that they had there. Call or email for pricing. I can tell you right now, it was $200, and it has not dropped since. So I don't know why I feel like I need to talk about this, but I just do for some reason. I don't know if anyone cares. Final Fantasy V for the PlayStation. Okay, this is the Japanese version. We actually had this in America under the there was. The Final Fantasy games for the PlayStation were released under Chronicles Anthology and another version. I can't think of it. I think I have all 3 of those. I know I have Anthology, maybe Chronicles. Shoot, I can't even think of it right now. Air Guys. That's a good fighting Sony game. It's like, okay, so Sony take the Sony character properties at the time and put them in a fighting game. It's actually a pretty good game, Air Guys. I have a strategy guide for that too. There's an official poster. Oh, yeah, I got to show you guys this. This is the official poster of Air Guys right there. Hang that up on your wall. I would. Final Fantasy Anthology was the other one. That was it. That was the game that had... Okay, so here's we had 4, 5, and 6 on it. Chronicles was 1 and 2. And that might be it. I thought for sure there was another one, but that could be it. So we still got the screenshots on this showing up. That's pretty awesome right there. Final Fantasy X mini collector figures. Ooh, those are cool. 1 to 5 for $6.50 each. But if you buy 5 to 10, they drop 50 cents. And if you buy 11 or more, they're going to be $5.75 each. What a deal. There's 32 different Final Fantasy X mini collector figures. Holy crap. Final Fantasy movie wall scroll? Oh, this is going to be off that CGI movie. Yep, $20 for a movie nobody cared about. I only saw this through a burnt, MPEG movie I got from a guy in high school in 2001, 2002. He was finding movies online and ripping them. If you really, really love Final Fantasy The Spirits Within, you can get a 32 by 44 wall scroll for $20. It's not worth it. You guys have fun. If you like digging up this old stuff, check out Buy-Rite Video Games. We haven't even gotten through anything of it. Okay, we just click what's new, right? That's what we did a few minutes ago. So, domestic. What was coming out in 2001? Okay. 12-in-1 Sega Smash Pack. Alright, so Dreamcast. What do we got here? We got Record of Lotus War for $36.99. If you like Diablo, that's what that game is. Universal Dreamcast system? What? Oh, for $190. This is probably going to be a region unlocked system. To enhance your gaming experience, we highly recommend adding the following products to your Dreamcast system. Okay, here we go. The package is a system, 56K modem. I click on Universal Dreamcast. Play any Dreamcast game on the Dreamcast system. Send in your Dreamcast. Okay, so this is so you can pay them $50 to modify your system. Will you get that system back after you send it to them? After them modding it so they can sell it for more money? I don't know. Probably not. This is such a gold mine. Like King of Fighters 2000 Neo Geo cartridge. You want to know how much that is? Only now. Now only for $199.99. Neo Geo cartridges are still expensive. But at the time, you could have gotten Fatal Fury Mark of the Wolves for $60. King of Fighters Evolution for the Dreamcast on $49.99. So these aren't too bad price games, really. Oh, King of Fighters 98 in stock. Oh, I doubt that, but let's click on it. What? Yeah, the Neo Geo cart, $160. Oh, also in stock, you can get the SNK figure and keychain collection. This is just a priceless... This just never ends. There's just always something... Okay, we got to click for the full collection here. Hold on. Alright, I got to bring this screen over here. Full collection, we got Terry and Ken. I'd kill for that Terry, I swear. Guile and Iori. Kyo and Ryu. What's her face and Morgan. I know some of you guys are gonna be mad at me because like, yeah, I mean you don't know her. I don't. Mai and Chung Li. I think that's Sakura and what's her face? Sakura maybe? Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I'm letting the fighting game community down. I know. I should know this stuff. Yeah, Neo Geo Pocket. You know what? Let's go look at what Neo Geo Pocket Colors were selling for. $40. System for $40. You can't get that price now. Man. You know what? Let's see what they had at the store. So talking about some stories about Buy-Rite. The same guy, my buddy Josh, said he went in there to get a game and they didn't have it, but he got some other Dreamcast game. But bundled, I think it was actually maybe the first Nights game, but bundled inside there was Christmas Nights. And they didn't even realize they had it bundled in it. And so Christmas Nights, even at the time in the early 2000s, was worth a lot of money, and that's worth a whole lot of money now if you have a copy of Christmas Nights. So I just kind of find that funny because they were just so incompetent, the people who ran this store. I could spend probably the rest of this evening on this website, to be honest. So what? King of Fighters 2000 for $200? $349 for King of Fighters 99? For Neo Geo cartridge? Is this like... This isn't for like... Wow, wait, we got pics. Can we look at pics? Oh yeah, we can look at pics. Okay, we gotta look at pics. Look at that splash image and Mai's bouncing boobies. GIF. So a lot of these, like, look, there's like what? 1, 2, 3, 4 prices. Everything else is like, please call us. Okay, so this is actually like the Neo Geo card. Okay, I'm dumb. Got to call about Windjammers. If you want Windjammers, you got to call us, and we may or may not pick up the phone. No, you can go through this website for a while, but you know, since I'm already doing this recording, what 30 minutes in? Jeez. No, I'm going to be editing the heck out of this for sure, so it's going to be slightly shorter. What is Lane Knights? It must be one of the volumes. Grappler Baki, the Ultimate Fighter. That's the OVA from CPM. They wanted $20 for that. That's a 45-minute OVA. I'm just letting you guys know. Clerks, $30. You can do better. You can do a better price for Clerks, to be honest, unless it's like an incredibly great, like HD, like 4K rip from Vinegar Syndrome, or it'll never come out for Criterion. I can tell you that much. What do they got for specials? I have to know. 4 for $25 specials. Let's look at this. No prices listed. Okay, doesn't help. Alright, so they had like Ill Bleed for $58. Super Street Fighter 2X is in stock, but you don't know the price of it. You're gonna have to call and find out. There's been so much. I don't know why I wanted to do this, but I was just like, I need something to edit and talk about for a bit. X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Sega Saturn. But then it goes into a bunch of other Sega Saturn games. Again, most of these call for the prices, because we're not going to tell you. Except if you really want Evangelion, it's $40. Except this one, it's $50. Evangelion Digital Library. $60 for Zeta Gundam. That's not even that good of a game. Very, very few early Gundam games are actually good. Not much. Oh, you got to call that Magic Knight Ray Earth. You know how much that game goes for? It's over $800 now. I'm keeping my copy. You know, let's learn about the warranty. All products, new or pre-played, are warranted for a period of 3 months. No refunds or exchanges unless defective. And or unless we can't just pick up the phone, because we won't. Yeah, so here's their warranty. Kind of standard. You have a 25% restocking fee if you want to return any unopened product to Buy-Rite. So they just like, whatever you buy, you have to have it. You know what? Let me show you their address. We're going to go on Google real quick. I'm going to show you exactly, here it is. So this is Capitol Boulevard. There was this weird, kind of zoom out a little bit. So here's 440 right here. Yeah, okay, cool. You can see the mouse. Yeah, so I used to live in Apex, which was like down, shoot, where the heck is US 1 540? Yeah, 540 didn't exist. 540 didn't exist at the time. So here's Apex right here. I lived off of what is now Cary Parkway. Not Cary Parkway, Apex Peakway, which didn't exist back then. It was just like a paved lot when we bought our house in 2001, which is where yeah, here's the Peakway right here. So I lived around like roughly this area in here. So in 99, so I lived in an apartment community, and I was close to Cary Parkway, actually. So we had to get on Highway 64 to get on 440 to drive all the way up here, past North Hills. You pass Adventure Landing, which, wow, surprisingly still exists today. I used to go there to play Initial D. Before I knew it was at the Crabtree Valley Mall. And Crabtree Valley Mall had a cyber station, and then they closed down. Anyways, that's a story for another time. But it was at this weird intersection here, going on 401, that they were located in the shopping center right here. I don't even think this Crab House sushi place even existed, or a Truist Bank. But you could see it from this road for sure. And I remember like my parents pulling up in here, probably in here somewhere, to get to Buy-Rite video games. And now it's a Braid area. And what the heck is a Golden 5? Interesting. We have a tobacco shop, of course. But anyways, yeah. So that was, I like how like up here it shows the back of the building. That's funny. There was some other stuff I saw on here. They have Evangelion figures on this website, because like Evangelion, I remember they sold Evangelion figures at GameStop. Before I even got into the show. Before it was like, people, if you were into anime and you knew the right people to get into anime, they would be the ones that could show you Evangelion, which I first saw it in 2002 when I borrowed official ADV tapes from a friend of mine in high school my sophomore year. And then by the time I wanted to collect the figures, they weren't there anymore. Okay, perfect. Here we go. We got the figures in front of us. You click on Square stuff, right? But it doesn't take you to Square stuff. It takes you to all this other stuff. And Dragon Ball Z Fighting Edition or whatever. So for the Super Famicom. Evangelion figures. This is what we want to see. So it just takes you to general, like, here's all the Evangelion stuff we have. Because we have a poorly ran website. So, like, this one has, like, the, it's those action something figures. Real Action, I think. I have a couple of these. I have, like, the Ava 5 and this one right here. Okay, cool. You can't see my mouse. Nice. And then, of course, I have on the same promotion the Virtual On figures. I don't have Satchel. Like, these things have gone up in value, but I remember they used to sell the Kotobukiya figures used to be at GameStop, and it's like these hexagonal like figure boxes, and I was interested in them. I didn't know what they were, but I wish now I had them. I have Evangelion 64. I bought this at Retro Psycho at about over a year ago at AWA. This is a weird game. Like, you need a strategy guide to play it, and people on GameFAQs have that strategy guide because it revolves like different button mashing. But like, if you're to pick up this game and try to play it on your own, you can't do it. There's really not a lot of good Evangelion games. The only one I could really suggest is Battle Orchestra, because it's Smash Brothers with Evangelion, Angels, and Ava robots. So if you're going to get an Evangelion game, I would suggest Evangelion Battle Orchestra. It is fun. Anybody can pick it up and play it. It's on the PSP. It's on the PS2. Just get it. It's a good game. Alright, so Neon Genesis Evangelion requires an N64 converter to play. So let's check out their converter systems. Or is it going to take me? It does have a converter system for $17. Hey, that's not bad. Because this is bypassing the stupid plastic chips inside the system that you have to disassemble to cut off if you wanted to do it that way. But that's a whole lot of work. So just buy this card here for $17. Anyways, Dreamcast games? What's Project E? I've never even played, or maybe I've seen this game. I don't know. Anytime I've seen any kind of import games, it's going to be at conventions. But $70, you don't even know what this game's about, but you have to have it because you're an Evangelion fan. Girlfriend of Steel is a visual novel game. It's not worth it. I got to do a rant on like all these Evangelion games that I have. I had to do like just a video of me reviewing Evangelion games. And just saying, no, don't get... Or the only game to get is to get Battle Orchestra, because it's actually the only playable game to get. So, you know, you're here for anime toys, and you click Evangelion, and it takes you to everything Evangelion. You know, what they got for Sailor Moon? I'm curious. Just the games. Really, that's it. And Sailor Jupiter GIF. They had a Game Gear game? Oh, you have to call for the price, of course. Is it going to show me an image? It does not. Oh, load image. Come on. Nope. Not going to work. Okay. A Sailor Moon game system package. What is this? $100 for the Genesis. For a Japanese Genesis and a Japanese Sailor Moon game. You'd have to really, 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 really love Sailor Moon to drop $100 on it. And I'll tell you something. People who really, 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 really love Sailor Moon would do that. And did. So, like S and Super S were fighter games. I had the puzzle game, actually. R is a fun game. Another story's been translated online, so you don't even have to really buy a Japanese version, unless you know Japanese. Okay, what do we got for Macross? We gotta know what Macross is. Like, why do they have Technomancer listed? I don't understand. Macross 7 for the Game Boy. I'm curious. I would have to blow up this image, because it's really, 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 really small. But I'm also really curious, if I catch this at a con, I'm probably going to get it. Hopefully it's incredibly cheap, not $42.50. Yeah, so here's the VFX games. These are actually ones that you can fly around in a ship, and it's pretty good, actually. The Dreamcast, there's one for the Dreamcast. It's not Technomancer. That was, I have like an ISO burnt image of it. That one actually is pretty decent, but I've only played it once when I was in high school. God, this website is so badly built. Alright. Technomancer. Techromancer. Not Technomancer. So this is fighting game. I guess because Macross is in it somewhere in that game, then they can say, oh, we have a Macross game, but you have to play with these other robots too. But so I think you guys can understand that you could visit this website and just spend hours on here, just like what were people in the 90s and 2000s into in gaming and anime fandom. Here it is. This is all you need to know right here. Okay, Anime Toys tab. We gotta click this. It just takes us back to the same page. Rurouni Kenshin. What do we got for Rurouni Kenshin? Just the PlayStation game, which is a fighting game. Also available, Rurouni Kenshin RPG. Okay, there it is. That's what it looks like right there. Okay. Oh, God, why do I care so much? What do we got for posters? What does a Chun-Li Street Fighter poster look like? Okay, I gotta scroll this over. There. For, how much was that? $10. What's SNK versus Capcom? What do I get for $10? No, just Ryo and Kyo. Primal image? What the heck is this? Cute anime CGI girl. Okay. Lunar 2. That looks like a fun poster. Alright. Ooh. Actually, I would rock that poster for $10. I swear I get it. Macross. This must be your Do You Remember Love. It is. $10 for that poster. There's people out there that would want that. Vampire Hunter D. Let's check this out. Now that's a bad A looking poster right there. That's from Bloodlust, obviously. That looks really good. Yeah, Bloodlust came out around this time. Oscar 120% Burning Fest. So that's what you get for $10. We have another Capcom vs SNK poster. That's actually a really cool poster. Oh, alright. Super Robot Wars Alpha. What do we got here? I can't make sense of any... Is this sprite images that are just like a collage? What? I can't do that. What do we got for Super Robot Wars? I have to know. This is the games that they have. Anyways, yeah. So, what's under other? I have to know. It's just flush left stuff. Sega 32X. Bunch of games for the 32X right here. Zillion. Zillion was not a 32X game, but this was a Sega Master System game. Yeah, it's a Master System. It's not really well organized. Online ordering. Secure online ordering. Oh, please, humor me. Please. I want to know. What do you got for secure online ordering in 2001? Alright, North Carolina residents only. Hey, you guys get a discount. It's $5 if you're in North Carolina through UPS. Will it get there? No. So you had to do a COD, so really it's $10. You're still doing better than anywhere else outside of North Carolina. Low price guarantee, please. We, at Buy-Rite Video Games, are working hard to bring you the lowest unbeatable prices for all your gaming needs. Blah, 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 blah. If you're not buying from Buy-Rite, you're not buying right. That was their slogan. An actual, real slogan. This is November of 99. You notice how they just like, we're going to do our website design once, and because we just don't care. Alright, Dragon Ball Z. In 99, Dragon Ball Z. Everyone needed Dragon Ball Z. This was the Irwin or Jack Specific figures right here. $17 each, because you can just get those from Walmart or Target if they had them. Movies. Oh man, I bet you Triamite's going to be part of this. Yep. Dead Zone, the Funimation VHS tapes, $13 each. What a deal. That's actually basically cheaper than what you would get at, oh my gosh, Suncoast Video, yeah. Oh, I got a funny story about Suncoast. Well, I mean, I went to like Dragon Ball Z, they have the first 52 episodes from the Ocean dub on Toonami, and they just kept it in a repeat until they got later episodes later in 99 when the show became a hit. And I remember I was in Arkansas and I told my aunt that I wanted to rent a Dragon Ball Z tape from a Blockbuster. Clearly, Blockbuster's got to have Dragon Ball Z tapes. So my aunt from Arkansas, who, as country hick as she is calling to these Blockbusters, y'all got any of that there Dragon Ball Z on VHS? I kid you not. I'm 13 listening to this. And I imagine in her head, she's going, what in the hell is a Dragon Ball Z? What are you kids watching these days? But I just fondly remember like her calling up in that like very Arkansas and redneck tone. It was just funny. I look back on it now and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I was such a nerd. So, oh, I love my aunt though. She's great. So you can get Final Bout for... There's different versions of Final Bout, actually. Oh, so you can get Final Bout in a movie. One movie out of these three. Even though two of them were shown. So, everyone was into Pokemon. Had to get Pokemon, everything. So, yeah, if you guys are Pokemon fans and want to know what we had back then for merchandise, this is the website. Check this out. Gosh. This is just kind of an overview. Alright, let's fast forward a little bit. What's going on in oh, come on, redirect me to February 20th of 2003. Shortly before the demise, but it should be redirecting me to this. Oh, is that a new website design? That looks like official, but you can't see crap. So Yu-Gi-Oh was coming out at the time. Anyways, yeah, Buy-Rite for me is it's like, you know, like if you grew up, people who grew up in the Raleigh area know, or you know, they went to the store and were frequent customers, know how much Buy-Rite means to them, even though in the end it was their demise. And they've really left a legacy, like a very small legacy for the people that know who they were. But anyways, yeah, so that's kind of like my conclusion to this video review, looking at this website and seeing everything they have. There's so much on here. You guys can just dig at it. Just have at it, man. Just go for it. I mean, but I think that's about it. I think that's all I want to say. I just wanted to get Buy-Rite off my chest. So I will make this into a video and add some GIFs and work on it for a while and do some editing and just kind of put it out there and see if people really like it. But anyways, the legacy of Buy-Rite. I think I've pretty much satisfied this the best I can. Leave a comment below with your story of Buy-Rite, or you found this video interesting, or you like collecting this old stuff, or you're interested in the gaming anime culture of the 90s and 2000s. Just hit me up. I don't care. I'll read it. You know I will. But anyways, thanks for watching the video. We'll see you next time. Bye.